Looking back, our rich history of being creative geniuses really becomes apparent when we see how far we've come. From postal systems for mail to instant messaging apps, who would have thought of what we could do in just a century? Welcome to Luxury Wire, where future millionaires come to get inspired, and in this video, we'll be looking at 15 life-changing technologies present today. Let's get started. First up is serverless computing. For sure, the first thought that will pop up in your head is the internet without physical servers. But no, that's not how it is right now. For websites and databases to keep running, physical servers must exist and be maintained. But with serverless computing, there will be new ways to distribute digital resources. This technology will allow computers to automatically give out needed resources and relocate them if they aren't being used at the moment. Having this new advancement as an option will allow businesses to take their minds off of infrastructure or bandwidth reservations. This will allow owners to effectively cut their costs and even avail themselves of cloud provider services at much lower prices. Next on the list is biometrics. I bet you're deeply familiar with how sci-fi movies squeeze in some incredibly efficient biometric scanners. Fortunately, we are at a point in time where we can also use biometrics in our daily lives. Our phones have face and voice recognition that receives our input and only allows access uniquely to us. This example is quite useful, but as investors continuously improve biometrics, we can soon say our goodbyes to passwords. Gone are the days when we forget our passcodes or fail to come up with strong ones. If you're aware, hackers can actually infiltrate your accounts by figuring out the best way to claim your password. However, shortly, stronger and bolder biometric scanners will replace the flaw in password creation and storage. The third on our list is augmented virtual reality. It's been quite a sight to see how they need virtual work and life settings rise as the years go by. Companies across the globe are continuously competing against each other to try and provide the best option for the majority. Virtual spaces where people can have meetings and communicate with each other have become an accepted way of work in many work environments. But soon enough, we'll get to experience virtual offices and meetings that will feel just like the real thing. Augmented reality has become a massively useful trend that businesses have hopped on. Various mobile and desktop apps have used mixed reality technologies to create environments where people can interact regardless of distance. All you need to have is a device and an internet connection. Very soon, we will see giant leaps in this technology as companies would like to provide real-life experiences without ever needing to leave the comforts of our home. Sounds incredibly fascinating, right? Moving forward, we have blockchain. We've often associated crypto stuff and Bitcoin with this technology, but to show you more, blockchain serves as an online record of transactions. It is a decentralized system that holds on to a permanent record and distributes it across systems. This method of storing data ensures the safety of digital information and lowers the risk of cyber threats. This new technology has often been sought after by businesses because of its efficient design. It has created new ways of approaching how we deal with information. Soon enough, even institutions focusing on healthcare will hop on the trend. Since patient records need to be in a secure place, blockchain can offer a safer space where they can be stored. National elections, cybersecurity, and other industries will eventually find newer applications for this technology. Up next is quantum computing. Quantum computing is a process of utilizing specific features such as superposition and entanglement. This theory supports new ways to do calculations and find solutions to problems at a much quicker rate. It is also known that quantum computing can resolve problems that even modern supercomputers cannot answer. Although personal quantum computers are yet to be commercialized, the working theory behind these computers is already being integrated by major companies. Using this technology allows corporations to manage tons of data with greater ease. The principles of quantum computing also allow these companies to create simulations, thereby shortening the time needed to develop complex work systems. Sixth on the list is wireless electricity transmission. Wireless power has been a long-running dream by many, but very soon, several regions in the world might just get early access to it. Emerging applications such as wireless charging, electric cars, 5G, and increased need for sustainability have laid a concrete foundation where an efficient wireless electrical solution can come in. There's still a lot of work to work on, but surely we'll get to a point where we'll no longer have to worry about leaving our phone chargers at home. And that's just getting started. Next up is nuclear fusion energy. Our solar system, as we know it, gets its energy from our sun's fusion reaction, away from our eyes as a constant process of nuclear fusion that supplies our solar system with massive amounts of energy. In the last century, many scientists have attempted to create sustainable models to harness the energy a fusion event releases. If we somehow find a way to gradually extract this almost infinite pool of energy, then we're looking at a waste-free source of energy. This potential breakthrough will help provide a cleaner and more sustainable environment for all. Since its making, nuclear fusion projects across the globe have gained tons of traction. They eventually became a multi-billion-dollar industry that piqued the interest of many nations in the world. With joint forces and joint funds, we hope to see a nuclear reactor that reaches 100 feet and weighs around 23,000 tons. This proposed reactor will have a core that's even hotter than the sun. And if this success comes into a reality, then the world could hope for an even brighter future ahead. Number 8 on the list is graphene. This extremely durable yet lightweight compound has provided astounding feats in the construction industry. Graphene, although 1 atom thick, is one of the strongest compounds ever discovered. This little boy is between 100 and 300 times more durable than steel and has a tensile stiffness of 150 million psi. Crazy numbers! What's more, it has been praised for its lightweight properties since it weighs around 0.77 milligrams. Graphene was also recognized as the best conductor of heat at room temperature and the greatest conductor of electricity. Its strong durability also allows itself to self-repair, which is extremely convenient in reinforcing bulletproof jackets. Jackets with graphene are 10 times more durable than steel. However, one obstacle that scientists are facing right now is how they can effectively produce graphene in bulk while maintaining its purity for industrial purposes. If they get past this conundrum, I bet the world will see even more incredible feats in science and construction. Moving forward, let's talk about nanotechnology. Now this, although it deals with little things, has created giant impacts in the world of science. And as you know, nanotechnology involves the tiny atoms that make up every single thing. And soon enough, we'll be able to create incredibly small yet complex systems like nanorobotics that will aid in the development of artificial and functioning health organs. The healthcare industry will definitely benefit as this technology progresses. Major leaps will increase the accuracy of disease detection and procure sustainable ways to help prevent sickness. On the other hand, the energy sector can also reap benefits in nanotechnology because this breakthrough opens up the option for alternative fuel sources. It can potentially lower the daily carbon emissions and decrease the use of exhaustible fossil fuels. And on top of that, nanotechnology also leans on improving other fields of study such as bionics and quantum technology. Who knows what outstanding feats this breakthrough will show in the future? We're in for some big surprises. Alright, for number 10, we have wearable devices. We've been seeing how technology has made its way to our day-to-day accessories. This trend has already been popular in the past few years, and fortunately, it continues to improve as the days go by. With this upward trend, more and more applications have made their way into the market. Smartwatches and eyewear with cameras have now surfaced and are available for us, consumers. However, scientists admit that this is only just the beginning, because soon enough we'll have computer sensors and wireless receivers in the fabrics we wear. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine how flexible this technology can be and how much it can improve our day-to-day lives. Currently, we're looking into more creative applications in professional sports and healthcare systems. We'll get to enjoy more of what wearable technologies have to offer soon enough. Next up on our list are big data and machine learning. Extensive amounts of data that need interpretations also require reliable data analytics. As we all know, online shopping has been around for many years already, and more customers have transitioned from traditional to online shopping because of convenience. This shift produced massive amounts of geographic data and describes how peer influence among consumers exists. Eventually, the world will need to handle an overloaded barrier of information because data just keeps coming in from all angles. That is why it is wildly important to sort through and organize these massive amounts of data. Machine learning comes into play in managing this problem. Other applications of machine learning are highly evident in the medical field. Specific algorithms are in place to sort through massive patient records and genetic data to arrive at the best possible treatment. Demographics, patient similarities, and histories are examined by the machine learning algorithm, which provides doctors what the best course of action could be. Number 12 on our list is supply chain intelligence. Because of climate change, the world at large is facing a global food crisis. On top of that, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, national disputes, and other things that impact our food supplies and food production. Most of these impediments were unforeseen, and if only we recognized their signs in the past, we could have alleviated their effects on our food economy. This is where AI-driven supply chain technology comes in. It uses machine learning to track down possible disruptions and provide solutions before other factors negatively impact the global food supply. It will also redirect deliveries toward isolated areas in dire need of help, and there will be no more delays in the process. This possible application of AI will allow global corporations to take matters into their own hands and come to terms with other pressing matters. Moving on, we have realistic holographs. As children, we've seen how these fascinating holographs were portrayed in various films and literature. And soon enough, in 2015, Microsoft turned this into reality by introducing HoloLens. Nowadays, augmented reality is applied in different ways and can be enjoyed through the various media provided to us. Yes, holograms have existed for a while now, but there are still some challenges scientists and inventors need to get through to commercialize this product. On average, large-scale holograms that imitate the size or feature of real-life objects would generally require 3 terabytes of data. With this in mind, Holobricks have made efforts in reducing how much data a hologram needs by dividing them into smaller and more manageable pieces. That's why soon we might see whole cities existing through holograms and much more. Up next on the list is direct air capture. Of course, trees are free, real, and always there to lower atmospheric carbon dioxide levels through photosynthesis. Similarly, direct air capture extracts carbon dioxide from the atmosphere to repurpose it into synthetic fuels. This process can be done by storing them underground or combining CO2 with hydrogen. Many direct air capture facilities were built due to their innovative way of approaching our carbon emission problems. Unfortunately, their present models require massive amounts of energy to operate. But if energy levels can be decreased to a more manageable amount, then in the future we can scale the building of facilities. More facilities that alleviate our CO2 emission will extremely benefit our environment. And lastly, we have bionics. For sure, you are familiar with this technology because you've probably seen it in a lot of movies. Who would have thought that these fascinating concepts are now real-world science that are helping many people around the world? Researchers have gained inspiration from sci-fi authors and went through in-depth experimentations if these fiction elements can be brought into reality. Fortunately, through rigorous study, some fiction has real-life counterparts. For example, tetraplegic patients may use a robotic arm with a brain-computer interface and a machine learning algorithm to live normal lives. These systems replace what the patients have lost and analyze brain signals to enable some extent of mobility. Other applications have also helped patients who are visually impaired regain their eyesight. Truly, science has come a long way. Just imagine what a few years from now would bring, right? With all these technologies, which one do you think will immensely help you personally in your daily life? Consider chatting those thoughts in the comment boxes below. Thank you for tuning in. Want more incredibly valuable content? Subscribe to our channel now and join our ever-growing community. We'll see you next time.